how it is better than Excel in some cases. If you need to work with a lot of data, you can do it with 1 or 2 commands, right? So you don't need to worry about skipping the last row or having an incorrect formula out of 1,000. So you put some manually. So Excel is going to be manual work, right? So a person has to get involved in it. He has to do based on his requirements. And if there is a manual involvement in it, definitely there is a scope of error. So definitely that is why, I mean, in SQL, that is not the case. You write a query, definitely there can be something wrong in the query. But if the query is right, you don't need to worry about 1,000 rows or million rows or 10 million rows. It is going to yield the same output because the query is right. Then for searching some data, so you can do it with one query instead of a bunch of filters. So in Excel, you use bunch of filters, sort it, manually you select something, you do all these things. And this is going to be again the manual process. It might take some time if it is large data as well. And in SQL, you just do it with a simple query. One query you run, you think through it, you write the query end to end, you run it, you get the output. That's simple as that. If you have 2 people editing the data in Excel, you can expect 3 copies of the final spreadsheet, right? So this is manageable with little data, but it becomes time consuming and error prone with more. So databases are something which are designed to handle multiple users at the same time, right? Then if you are just storing data, Excel has a hard limit of 1 million rows per sheet. A good database will store and process as much as data as your hard drive can hold, right? So in Excel, you have a hard million of 1 million rows. If some of you might have already known about this, maybe I'll just quickly go through an Excel and then I'll let you guys know how many rows it has. Right. So let's say I fill up with this with some random value, right? Random value is generated. I drag this. I create some 3 columns of random data, and then I try to fill in all the rows in the Excel, right? It takes some time, but I get the value. So I have like 1 million records or 10 lakh rows, right? So now I copy and paste that value so that it doesn't bug me. Now this has been pasted as values. Now what I try to do, I try to maybe do sum of these 3 columns. And similarly, I want the sum of earlier 3 columns every time, right? Like here you can see I put the formula of sum of the previous 3 columns. So let's say I want to do this for 10 or 12 columns. Now I want to put this for all the rows, like which is basically the 10 lakh rows in my data. This is an empty table. I'm creating the data. So now I started putting this. Now you can see, right? It is going to take a lot of time. It keeps responding, non-responding. I can't do anything now in this spreadsheet, right? Someone else also can't do anything on this, and it is taking this much amount of time. And it is just the 10 or 15 columns we created, right? And it is simple sum, not even complex. So let's think about something where we use log function or where you use power of something, where you multiply things and add, right? You do a lot of things, and it is not going to handle. This is simple sum and it is not working. I don't think it will even complete. Even though this completes, this bar totally complete, still it is going to error out. And what if I want to change some formula in these columns? I can't do that. And this is so much time consuming, right? So this is why we don't work in Excel. I think it will take some time. Meanwhile, I'll skip to my presentation. Yeah. So this is why SQL has definitely an edge. And what is the need for SQL? Let's say you are an analytics aspirant, right, or data science enthusiast. You want to get into the field of data science, or you want to perform better in your field of analytics, or you want to switch careers from code to analytics. So definitely everywhere SQL is involved, because everywhere there is a data being stored, and which means that if there is a data, then you can derive insights. You can provide insights to your business or your organization. So let's take this example. Imagine you run. I think there's something wrong here written, but yeah, now we are good. Yeah, imagine you run a retail store which captures sales, products, and approximately 100 MB of data is generated daily, right? What can you do with this data? So let's say you have a retail store which is something like More, Star Market, right? In India, you have these shops. Let's say you own a shop, you run it across your country, across the country in some 10 or 15 states. You have multiple stores. You have the data captured, who visits you, who is your customer, what does he do, right? All this data you have the sales, product wise sales, like each Maggie how much, KitKat how much, like every product sales you have, and you record it on a daily basis. So every day you know that which product, how much it got sold, how much is left in your inventory with you, how much shortage you are going to face. All this information you are going to capture it every day, and it is going to take, let's say in a particular store, it is going to take 100 MB of data every day. So now the question is, what can you do with this data? Just imagine yourself running some kind of retail store like this, which has this kind of data. So now I want you guys to think through it. Let me know. I mean, even in the comments you have there, right? So you can just ping it over there. I'll just wait for a minute to hear your responses. So it can be anything, right? You can have lot of number of things here. So just want to see like what could you derive from this data. So this is some data you have, right? Just imagine yourself in the person situation, like you have a retail store with you, you're getting this data. So what would you do with the data? Any answers? Calculate profit and loss. Yes, profit and loss on a day-to-day basis you can calculate. You can calculate on a weekly basis, yearly basis. Absolutely right, Harsh. Any more guesses? Come on, guys. There are a lot of things you can do, right? Data is very useful these days. I mean, people sell data. Monthly sales done. Yeah. Yes, Guru. You can do monthly sales. How much monthly sales have happened? Any more? Stock spending to sale yet? Yes, exactly. So there are going to be some items which you have not been able to sell from certain months or some, let's say, certain weeks. So you know that that is not selling. Then you need to not stock up this, get rid of this. So what do you do? You go up and introduce a promotion on it. You say that there's 50% off, take it. Some stocks might be getting due to the expiry, right? So that is also going to happen. So you have a number of things. Any more responses before I go back to my slide? Type in here. I mean, feel free to type in here. I just want to hear your opinion as well. Best selling products, exactly. Yeah. So what are your best selling products? That, see. Okay. Meanwhile, I got a message, right? So there isn't enough memory to complete this action. So try using less data or closing other applications. So something I got it here, right? Even though it processed it. Okay, got it. So Excel is done now. So let's close this. Okay, it will take some time to respond, but yeah, meanwhile, yeah, I think it got closed. Yeah, fast selling products, exactly. So yeah, like Guru said, fast selling products. So what are your products which are selling very fast? So you have to get them in stock. So you have to purchase more, keep it, replenish them, right? So exactly. Yeah, so definitely these are some things. I'll go back to my slide, which actually covers these also. Okay, I think because of Excel, my computer became slow now, but it's fine. Yeah. So what can you do with this data? So let's say ideal promotion for variety of products, like different products. What is the promotion you can offer? Which combo offer works best? Like this plus this, like let's say biscuits plus a drink. You combine it and then say that this is going to be 20% offer, 10% offer, some rupees off. Which products to stock? Like fast selling, we need to stock it faster. And who are your customers? Like, are your customers who are employed, who are married, who have children? Like, what type of customer? Definitely all the companies don't have this data, but considering that if they have, we can process this as well, right? Use this as well, and then analyze based on customers, we can target what kind of products we can sell more. And what time of the day your sales peak, right? This is also important. So given that you capture the data daily at a timestamp level, then you know that your sales are going to happen high in the evening time. So let's say you require 10 employees there at the time to serve the customers, but in the other time you don't need 10. So you take part-time employees at this evening time, not the full-time employees throughout the day. So that is going to save the money for the company. And when do they hit low? This is also important. That time you don't need much employees, or you can engage them in some other actions there. what days are profitable. Let's say weekday, weekend, Fridays, people come to shop lot, right? So what are the days which are very much profitable? So that you can introduce some kind of advertisements on that day, and then try to sell up most of your stuff. And is there a seasonality, like some particular time of the year you sell a lot of items, like drinks get sold, Coke, all the other drinks get sold during the summer, right? So that kind of seasonality can exist in different products, and what products you need to stock up more in what time of the year. Share of online versus in store orders. So how many people are going to order it online versus how many people are ordering, coming to the store and then purchasing. What is their basket size? How much they are buying? Are they buying 10 products on an average, or are they buying 20? Is that number decreasing or increasing over time? Right. So there are a lot of things like this, like customer feedback, employee efficiency, how much efficiency the employees are performing. All this basically, once you have the data, so these are some sample questions, and you can have n number of questions which you are going to get, and you can take a priority and focus on them based on which one has high priority, and then work on it. And that you can get to know all these. You need SQL to pull the data according to this particular need, right? Every question here I have mentioned, it can be solved using SQL by querying simple queries. Yeah. So like I said, this is a dashboard. Let's say certain retail store you have, right? So these are the sales category. So this kind of dashboard, the data to this dashboard is can be written through in the form of simple queries and obtained. So this is using SQL queries, right? Everything over here. This is a simple data insights which you are getting from the data. Like sales category, grocery, you can see the highest it is. And weekends, people shop more, 60%. Time of the day, people shop at the 3 p.m. I think 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. they shop a lot. And days of the month, like you can see the previous day sales, school day. So all these you can do n number of things here. Like this is a simple visualization, but all the data in the backend is being provided by SQL. Yeah, I think with this I close the theory part at least for now, and then switch back to the something which we can do practically. I'll switch to the Excel I have here. So now you guys must have noticed, right? There has been an error and my system almost crashed. I closed my Excel. Now we are here, right? Yeah. So something about ER diagrams. So this is, let me just zoom out a bit. Yeah. So yeah, this is the ER diagram, how generally it looks like. So this is a database I have here. The database has set of tables. So this one entity here, this is an entity. This is called an entity, right? Each entity is connected some or the other way. Sometimes it need not be connected with all the things, right? There can be a separate table of its own here, and then it doesn't get connected to any of them. That also can happen. But the relationship is being established here with this set of tables. Right now here I have taken like 5 tables, 6 tables, but in reality within the course, throughout the course we have many more tables, right? Starting from basic we will go to advanced. So when we reach advanced, we are going to create more number of tables so that there are more joins and more complications involved, and you will be able to solve it starting from the basics. So here this is an entity. So what it has is customer master. So this is the table name in the top, and these are the columns in it, right? So data, we are talking about the data. So I hope you guys must have known about tables. How do we store data, right? So we store in a 2x2 dimension, which is rows and columns. And so it will have rows will have records. That is called records. Like every customer or everything you receive, you will save it in the rows, but you need to have some columns. So these are the columns here. Like customer master has these columns, transaction, similarly transaction ID master has these columns. And how these both two are tied is using customer ID. Let's say customer ID data you have here, you want to know his details. Let's say customer ID number is 100, and you want to know the details of that customer ID 100, like what is his name, what does he do, everything. So you go to this table, you see 100, and then you know that, okay, his name is this, gender is this, age is this, and he has this many number of children, he is occupied, what type of education he has done. All this information you store it here. So and the question could be like, why don't we save all this data in this table itself? The thing is, if we save all these data in one table, the table is going to have n number of columns, and then unnecessarily you're going to process on the other columns as well every time you query. And that is the sole reason we maintain tables with a relevant information. Like transaction has transaction relevant information, because if you want to query on transaction, you only need this, you don't need this. So that is why it has been maintained in such a fashion. Like even in any big company or any small company you go into, they definitely are going to have multiple tables. If you definitely feel that every time you query you need customer data or some other data, then you can definitely add those columns in your main master and then create a separate table for yourself, and you can keep querying on it. But here you can see this is connected using customer ID, and the transaction master and product master here is connected using product ID, right? Same way here with the store master, it is store ID. Even there is one more. I think someone had joined. Yeah. Even the store location master, you have the store ID and latitude longitude of it. So similarly, every table is connected some or the other way here, and this is called the relationship. And here the store master and city master is connected with city. So a particular city you have here in your store master, your store lies in some particular city, and you want to know the postal code of that city, or you want to know the region of that city, then you go to this table and then search for it. So right now I'm saying going to this table and searching, but that is something we do called as join. We join these tables on this particular column, city column, and then try to get the region out of it. But joins we are not going to cover much in this session. So I guess that will continue in the next session. But to give an overview on the entity relationship diagram, this is how it will look like. Each table are connected or in the some or the other fashion. And yeah, let me just go to the level of the data, right? So now I have taken here an example, sample data of the transaction table which we have. This is the exact same table which I was referring in the entity relationship diagram, which has these set of columns, right? Transaction ID, date, and all.